areas that are north of Slidell and north of Pearl River, the community that need to be in their tornado safe spot. Let's look at our debris signature to see if we are seeing any indications that this is a confirmed tornado. Right now, the National Weather Service doesn't have it confirmed, just radar indicated. There's nothing immediately jumping off the map there that it is on the ground, but it may be fairly close. That was a pretty good couplet is what we call it, where the area of rotation is spinning. So that's going to be your hook echo. This is where the area of rotation is going to be, and ahead of it you get this feature. This is a mini supercell essentially, with the rain and even a little bit of lightning and thunder. It may produce some gusty winds and some small hail as well. Zooming out very quickly, you can see that's really the only severe storm in the game right now, but there are a couple other heavier showers and storms across the area. This does include some shower and even a thunderstorm moving through the metro area. This is just heavy rain right now across the New Orleans metro. And then further to the south, we are watching for additional showers and some heavier rain down towards Galliano, Cutoff, and La Rose. So the tornado warning, officially it's going to continue for another 30 minutes or so. If you do live anywhere from Picayune to Tallahassee to Florinville, those are the main communities right now of concern where you need to be getting into your tornado safe spot. Remember, that tornado safe spot is going to be anywhere to the center of a structure, a sturdy structure at that, but also you want to make sure that you are away from windows and not in a trailer. You don't want to be in anything that's not, doesn't have a foundation to the ground itself. You want to be as lowest level possible. If you're in a two-story home, that means you go to the bottom floor. Oftentimes you get in a closet, you get in a bathroom, just somewhere where you are protected from anything if flying debris were to become an issue. So this tornado warning going to go for a little while longer. The area of rotation, looking at the brand new radar scan that just came in, you can see there's still a fairly tight couplet. If this thing is not on the ground, it's probably close. And once again, it's at the junction of 434 here and Highway 36. That's the area where the tornado concern would be. And now this radar image is a little bit older than what's actually happening. That beam comes around every so often, so it's probably a little bit further this direction at this moment. And keep in mind, this is moving at 20 miles per hour as we look at it right now. So if you are any of those locations near Highway 36 and up towards, there's the latest update for you, still showing a fairly good area of rotation just to the west of the Florinville community there in St. Tammany. It's right on Highway 36 right now is where that area of spin is going to be. Now let's look forward to where this thing is going and some of the other areas that need to be in their immediate tornado safe spots. If you live on Highway 41, that goes to the north here, south of Tallahassee, you need to be in your tornado safe spot. Some of these major roads or community roads out here include West Ridgewood Road, that's a mouthful, Racehorse Road, and Highway 41. Where Highway 40 runs into 36 is where this is the biggest concern, and that's where the potential tornado would be at this exact hour. Waiting for updates from the National Weather Service. No big changes as of now because the area of rotation, it's still well defined enough on radar where they're going to continue this tornado warning in St. Tammany Parish. I'm getting a closer look with some of my high resolution maps to get an idea on exactly what we're looking at here and where this could be. And for those who live out in this community, right now, the tornado warning, it's in a fairly rural area, but there are some homes out here I can see on satellite right here off of Highway 36. If you live anywhere downstream of this, we're getting into parts of a fairly populated area right there along Highway 41. There's communities and houses all up and down here. This is where you need to be in your tornado safe spot as that area of rotation gets a little bit closer to you. Let me put a track on this so we can get an idea on if there are any other spots in the immediate path of this area of rotation. The 6th Ward Elementary School is the only thing that is being populated, but there are many other areas and houses included in this zone right on Highway 41. Zooming out again, if you are just joining us, I know a lot of people may be just getting up right now, cell phones going off. A tornado warning has been issued for parts of St. Tammany Parish, north of Slidell, east of Covington, east and northeast of Mandeville. So none of our major communities of Covington, Mandeville, and Slidell are included in this, but areas like Picayune are included, Tallahassee, and then rural communities up Highway 41 there in St. Tammany are included in this tornado warning. Fairly classic shape to this of a really a kind of a, I call it a mini supercell, and this is the area of rotation that could produce that tornado as it moves through rural parts of St. Tammany Parish. Looking at our debris signature here, this is how we detect on if there is a tornado on the ground, and there's no clear indication of debris signature there, but I would imagine we have some fairly strong winds in this that are getting pulled up into the storm here. You get your inflow of the supercell here. These winds are wrapping around, and this is your area of rotation that's going to be just now past Highway 36. This is Highway 41 once again, the immediate area that I do want in your tornado spot. Now, zooming out here, I do think the Tallahassee area is probably going to be in the clear from this. This thing is lifting more northeast, so it's going to stay south of that community. This is well to the east of Abita Springs, so you were in the clear there. And looking at the current trajectory of this, Picayune is really the biggest community that is currently watching this one extremely closely. Eventually, and who knows what it'll look like by the time it gets into Mississippi here and crosses the Pearl River, but the Picayune area and anywhere near Picayune, Carrier as well, keeping a very close eye on this. If you're getting on I-59 right now and heading south, it's probably going to stay west of I-59 for a little while longer, but I wouldn't necessarily get out of Slidell right now and head north into Mississippi. I would wait until this cell is passed, and it may not happen for another 45 minutes or an hour or so before it's up here around 59 or past it. So that's the main thing we are going to be watching with this cell. A couple other things located in Highway 41. There's just a lot of communities out here, a lot of homes as well. You all need to be in your tornado safe spot as you go up Highway 41 there, and I'm talking anywhere north of Highway 36. So when you come off 41 through St. Tammany, once you start to get into the rural parts before Tallahassee, that's where you need to be in that tornado safe spot this morning. This warning does officially go until 8 o'clock here, so another 20 minutes or so. We will see how it looks as it continues to evolve through St. Tammany Parish. The radar signature of this continues to look rather impressive. I would not be surprised if it's not producing, if it's about to produce. It's getting better and better the way it looks here on radar. And control room, I don't know if I don't have an ability to look right now. If we have any traffic cams, anything up here in this area. All right, and y'all just let me know whenever, and if y'all don't, no biggie. But this is what we're tracking. The area of spin is going to be right in here. That's now north of 36. Here's Highway 41. It will be crossing Highway 41 probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes or so is what I would imagine we're looking at here with the track of this. A closer look on where this area of rotation and potential tornado will be are going to be some of these roads include, there's 41, of course, there's Glover Road, we've got Will Gaines Road here, we've got Archie Singletary Road, we've got Morin Road, we've got the Tom Jones Road. So if you live anywhere in those sounded familiar, you really need to be in your tornado safe spot. Once again, go to the lowest level that you can find, get away from windows, get to the first floor of your home if you've got that, and make sure you're just in a secure structure. You don't want to be riding out strong winds or a tornado inside of a mobile home or a trailer. You need something that has a foundation that is secured to the ground here. The warning itself continues until 8 o'clock, and that warning extends all the way into the Picayune area. And you can see there, when you zoom out, you can see it doesn't take up the whole warning box. We call this a polygon. It's right there, that towards the center of it, that's the biggest tornado threat at the moment as it lifts northeast at 20 miles an hour and continues. Now, the track of this, I'll put another track on this. moving at about 20 miles per hour here. Let's say it maintains this northeast movement. You can see still once again close to the 6th Ward Elementary School, and I know most kiddos are out of school right now, but that just gives you a location on where this is going to be traveling. It'll be close there within the next 10 minutes or so. It will be closer to Bluffwater Park there, 809. That's going to be right along the Pearl River there, and it probably stays just south of that. Close to Industrial there in Mississippi by 812, and closer to Picayune still around 815. That seems to be holding steady, so we still have another 30 minutes before the worst part of this cell with the strongest winds are moving into the Picayune area. So that's what we're going to be tracking here towards Picayune. If you are in Picayune and you're scrambling to get things done this morning, you have several more minutes to see how this evolves, but I certainly wouldn't get out on the roads and try to get to where you're going. Just in case there's rain, it slows you down, or there's traffic or anything. Try to just hang out for a little while longer if you can to see how this evolves. We don't want anyone getting stuck out there in a tornado warning this morning. This tornado warning was warned at about 7:26, so we're going on 15 minutes of this. Locations included in this, really mainly just rural parts north of Slidell, just to the north of Pearl River. This is close enough in Pearl River that your phones are probably going off. We're talking about the community in St. Tammany Parish. This is going to stay north of you. That area of rotation is several miles north of Pearl River, about to cross Highway 41 this morning. So zooming out here, just to give you a scope and an idea of what's happening. This is the only tornado warning we have at the moment. There are several other showers and storms that have formed down through the metro. It is raining in the metro. We do have fog over the causeway. We've had some restrictions on the causeway this morning, slowing people down as well, such as a convoy coming south and only one lane going north. But once again, the worst of it is north of Slidell here with this tornado warned storm that is moving through parts of St. Tammany Parish. Latest radar update just coming in. This is getting closer and closer to crossing Highway 41 this morning. The area of rotation, the good news is it doesn't seem like it's wrapping up anymore. It maybe have leveled off or weakened some. And oftentimes these things run in cycles. You will see these things come up and down, not always just a continuous rotation signature on the ground. So this thing is certainly rotating, and it is definitely producing some strong winds, but whether a tornado on the ground, we do not have that confirmed right now. Either way, treat it that way if you're right on Highway 41 and get into your safe spot. Once again, that area of concern is going to be in between the junction of 36 and there's Tallahassee there. So right in here, this corridor on Highway 41 is where the area of spin is of most concern at this hour. They are going to continue this tornado warning as they continue to trim it back some and exclude other parts of the area. The updated tornado warning says at 7:43 here, so just moments ago when they issued this, a severe thunderstorm was capable of producing that tornado located about 8 miles northwest of Pearl River. There's Pearl River, so the area of concern is 8 miles up Highway 41. So if you live 8 to 10 miles north of Pearl River on 41, that's where the area of spin is going to be crossing here at any moment, probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes. It is moving northeast still at about 20 miles per hour, and it's currently sitting about 10 miles southwest of Picayune. So we still have a solid 30 minutes before this area of spin crosses closer to Picayune or anywhere around Picayune. Carriers up here, there's Picayune, Tallahassee here, and off the map, Covington and Mandeville, just to show you that you're safe in those locations. So if you do need to get out the door in Covington and Mandeville, you are doing just fine. I just wouldn't necessarily drive towards Picayune at this moment. That tornado warning does extend up towards the Bush and Sun area. You're not in the polygon, and I don't think you have to worry about this one, but your phones may be going off around Sun and Bush this morning and anywhere further south of that. But that's the main concern right under that Highway 41 icon is where that area of spin is traveling, and it will eventually cross into Pearl River County here in the next 15 to 20 minutes or so before it nears Picayune. Now, if you live north of Picayune, which includes Carrier, Richardson, there's Industrial. This is the spot that has something to really watch as this sail crosses the Pearl River Basin and moves into Mississippi. So anywhere from Picayune to Carrier, you need to be thinking about those tornado safety spots you're going to run to should you have to. Picayune is currently included in the tornado warning, so it's a good idea to go ahead and put those plans into action, but it's still about 25-30 minutes away from getting close enough to where that area of spin where it's right there gets into the Picayune the Picayune immediate area. So it's crossing 41 as we look at it right now. Once again, it's going to be crossing close to the 6th Ward Elementary School. Luckily, kiddos not in school right now with the holidays, but just to give you an idea on where the area of rotation will be crossing this morning at any moment. The other areas that are included in this tornado warning, just many other houses and communities up here in this part of St. Tammany Parish, some fire districts up here, and just looking at a more detailed map for you on where this is traveling. If you're familiar with the Morin Cemetery back out here, that's where the area of rotation is most prominent right now. And the next time this radar updates, we'll likely see that area spin closer to Highway 41, lifting northeast. And it's getting ready to get into that Pearl River Basin as it crosses the river and heads into South Mississippi. Elsewhere, I just wanted to briefly mention we do have some heavy rain across the New Orleans metro. If you are getting out the door, Kenner and Metairie are getting a break right now. If you're on I-10, it's just a little wet. It's foggy across the causeway, but it's raining pretty good out here in Gentilly. There's UNO. Here's New Orleans East. We're keeping an eye on these cells as well. There has been some minor rotation in those, but they have not nearly been nearly as organized as that one we're watching north of Lake Pontchartrain into St. Tammany Parish. So it's not a very large signature that we're seeing, but it is enough that the National Weather Service went ahead and kept this tornado warning going. Right now, I like the trends I'm seeing. Just looking at this latest data, the area of rotation seems to maybe getting a little broader, which is good. It's still spinning. It's still producing some strong winds, but it looks like maybe that area of rotation is starting to come down some. There's 6th Ward Elementary School. There's the Charter Oak Church, passing right near that 6th Ward Elementary School. If you do live in any of the communities, though, where this has passed Highway 36, we're going to give you the all clear right now as the area of rotation has passed you. If you have any damage or anything like that, please let us know. We pass that information on to the National Weather Service as well. But that's a good trend. While there is still some rotation and you should still be in your tornado safe spot, it's not ramping up at this exact moment. Once again, these things come up, they come down, so there's no way to know for sure what it's going to do here in the future, but this is a good trend across the area, meaning the area of spin is not intensifying across parts of St. Tammany, and this one shows it even better. We've got two different velocity maps we look at. This really helps paint the picture that the area of spin is not nearly as strong as it was, but there is still some spin. A reminder, just a little radar lesson here since we're still covering this. The red are winds going away from the radar. The radar is sitting in Hammond, so these winds would be going this direction. The brighter green colors are stronger winds going to the radar itself. So in this zone is where you get your rotation, and it tells us which direction the winds are blowing. And so that's how we detect what we're seeing here on radar this morning. If you are watching us in Picayune right now at this hour, it still looks like you need to watch this closely. The storm is looking a bit more ragged itself. What's probably happening here is this shower and thunderstorm to the south is disrupting the inflow of this sail, and so you're getting a messier sail itself. Also, this may be producing some small hail. I wouldn't be surprised if we've got some nickel-size hail trying to move in, maybe dime to nickel-size hail trying to move into parts of St. Tammany Parish and maybe close to Picayune. So if you are in Picayune, you may have some small hail coming in with this cell in the next, 750? Probably in the next 10 minutes, you may start to see the really heavy rain with some of that hail start to pick up. And you can see that depicted in those brighter pinks and those darker reds. Right in here is where we'll have that hail core coming through parts of the area. This thunderstorm is something we're going to be watching, and watching many other thunderstorms today, because there's just enough spin in the atmosphere that we could see additional storms try to rotate. But tomorrow looks to be a more substantial day, I will say, for more widespread storms that may try to rotate and produce actually stronger tornadoes. Tomorrow's severe weather threat is higher than today. Now, it's not to say everyone sees a tornado tomorrow. That's not how this works. Most people won't see a tornado tomorrow, but there is a chance Saturday afternoon into Saturday night that we do see additional tornado warnings or even a strong tornado here and there. Latest radar update showing this thing still looking a little bit raggy and messy this morning. The rotation is certainly not getting stronger the way it looks. There is still some minor rotation, but that right there is not a tight couplet. I don't think we have a tornado on the ground with that radar signature the way it looks right now. Based on the current trends that the National Weather Service Just a sec. What was that? No. Based on the current trends that we're seeing right now, with this, the National Weather Service in Slidell says they're probably not going to drop this until the top of the hour. We will watch the trends just a little bit longer to see what it does, but they're going to probably keep this tornado warning for the Pearl River area and Pearl River County, I should say, for Picayune until 8 o'clock or so. But luckily the trends are in our favor with this at the moment. Of course, these things wrap up, but once again, it's just one of those things, you've got to watch it. And if you're sitting there going, why are you still talking about this? Well, because storms are moving, they're constantly evolving. You can't jump on and off here as we track this thing. So it's best to just stay with it to see how it evolves as it moves out of Louisiana and into Mississippi. I do think this is producing the strong winds and hail for sure. It's a pretty good little cell that's moving closer to Picayune at this hour. Carrier, if you don't want dents in your car, it's probably not a bad idea to bring those under an awning or somewhere safe to where they can't get dinged by some maybe up to quarter-size hail. Fairly impressive there on radar with these darker pinks. That's going to be sliding into the Pearl River area and, the Picayune and Carrier area within the next 10 to 20 minutes. And so you have a few more minutes to get your cars moved somewhere safe, whether you live in Picayune or into Pearl River, Carrier and Pearl River County. Now, the community of Pearl River, you're safe from this tornado warning. It's well to your north by like 8 miles, so you're not worried about this at all. You just got some heavy rain that's inbound this morning as this continues to track to the northeast. Elsewhere, heavy rain continues up across the New Orleans East area. If you're crossing the Twin Spans, it's not too bad right now, but once you get into New Orleans East, you're going to run into torrential rain. You're also going to run into lots of lightning and some thunder there. As you get into Highway 11 here crossing, that's going to be getting rainier pretty soon. And Slidell, we do expect some heavy rain in Slidell to pick up within the next probably 15 to 30 minutes as this line of storms moves to the northeast. I'll put it in motion for you so you can get an idea of what we're watching here with these sails. You can see the strongest one is that northern one up around Picayune with some additional sails crossing over Lake Pontchartrain right now. These also have a chance to rotate. That one here on the south shore closer to New Orleans East is one we'll certainly want to watch as it does lift north up towards New Orleans East and maybe up towards the Twin Spans. It's kind of got that look to it where I can tell it's got some inflow. There's a little bit of a notch here. It's not very organized right now, but it certainly could, especially as it gets over the water and encounters less friction, and it can really do its thing. Oftentimes, we do see them start down here looking a little rough, and then once they get to the North Shore, they do wrap up and can briefly produce a tornado. So that'll be the next one we're keeping an eye on. There is some minor rotation in that cell as well. Once again, the good news with this tornado warned cell in St. Tammany moving into Pearl River County is that it looks like it's probably weakening quite a bit. The tornado warning and the actual signature itself has really ramped down, which means the chance of a tornado has decreased now. It was looking pretty sharp back to the southwest near Highway 36, but that's looking a lot better as it gets ready to cross the Pearl River, and it's in the basin right now getting out of the populated areas. But this next area I really want to keep an eye on is this thunderstorm that's over in New Orleans East. I'm going to step off camera here because I want to look at some of our tower cams. While we still have this ongoing tornado warning in St. Tammany, I want to look at some of our cameras in the South Shore to see what this cell looks like, if we can see anything at all. With the rain moving over the city and the low clouds and fog, we're probably not going to be able to see much, and nope, you can't really see much at all. So this is going to be the next spot we're watching. If you are in New Orleans East, I don't think this is an imminent threat to anyone dropping a tornado, but winds may be starting to pick up out there as we get some better inflow into this cell. It's going to be right over the high rise right now is where we're watching this new area of spin, trying to wrap up. Here's Gentilly, there's UNO, there's the high rise, here's the curve going out into New Orleans East, the long stretch of road going out towards the Twin Span is where this is going to be traveling. And this is probably going to run, I mean, it's going to get on I-10 and head up I-10 here in New Orleans East. So that's going to be the next area of spin to keep an eye on this morning as these storms intensify some. So here's that tornado warning again. Once again, just kind of repeating ourselves here because there haven't been any significant developments with it. But the lightning and thunder and heavy rain with some hail are starting to move into Picayune. Carrier here, you have moments to get that car somewhere safe, and that rotation continues to decrease in this storm as it looks pretty rough. And by rough, I mean it does not look super organized. It's getting some inflow from these other showers disrupting it, and so it doesn't look nearly as organized as it did even 15 to 20 minutes ago. And for the most part, I do think this is really wrapping up, at least this severe thunder or this tornado warning. They will probably extend this to a severe thunderstorm warning with gusty winds and some hail. That'll continue into Pearl River County as this cell continues and as this storm continues to move to the north and east. Once again, though, we do have this new one that's forming down here on the south shore in the metro. It's not overly organized. It's not organizing super rapidly, but there is a little spin in it this morning. This is our radar out of MSY. It really gives a better picture. And just a little anatomy of a supercell. What's going on here is you have your rotating air. The air is getting pulled into the storm right here. It's getting lifted, it stretches, and well, that's how you get tornadoes to form, but nothing's happening very rapidly here. But that's going to be your area of spin just off the lakefront airport. There's the high rise, there's the lakefront airport, and that's going to be your area of rotation somewhere right there in New Orleans East or closer to the lakefront. Radars can sometimes misplace the data by just a little bit, and you can see that with our different radars that we use here. So that's the area of rotation that's hugging the lakefront there in New Orleans East, but it doesn't look overly impressive on our map. So as of 7:57 here, and control room, let me know. We'll just go to the, okay, let's take a look at that if we can. This is a look at the twin spans just to give you an idea on what you're going to be driving into. I don't recommend getting on the twin spans right now because of the heavy rain. We also still have some fog around the area. We have fog on the causeway too, so maybe hold off on the drive whether you're coming into the city or out of the city on I-10 for a little while as these heavy showers and storms pass through. They should be past these areas within the next 30 minutes to an hour. They're not moving super rapidly, but they are moving at about 20 miles per hour or so. So the tornado warning for St. Tammany Parish and Pearl River County looks like it's going to expire here at any moment as that area of rotation has weakened significantly. What we're watching now with this will be some heavy rain and some stronger wind gusts for the St. Tammany, for the Picayune and Carriere area as this storm does lift into those areas. But at the moment, that area of rotation has really come down. And if we can go back to the weather source here, I'll show you the tornado warning. You can see the box here. It'll drop off here in the next minute or so. That's the area of spin producing some stronger wind gusts now. That's heading probably just north of Picayune, but maybe closer to Carriere and anywhere in between, including Richardson, Industrial right there in Pearl River County. And so that's where the gustier winds will be, along with the chance for maybe even some dime to nickel size hail, which is why you want to get those cars somewhere safe. That other area of rotation, it is still there. I can see it on radar. It's not extremely organized or wrapped up, but out here in New Orleans East is the other heavier shower or thunderstorm that's probably producing some strong wind gust. Right now you can see there right along I-10 is going to be raining, but the heaviest of it hugging the lake shore there and into Lake Pontchartrain. That's going to continue to lift to the northeast. So with that, we are going to reset here. Control room, this tornado warning is going to expire at 8 o'clock. And I don't know if y'all just want to jump into the 8 o'clock show here on or over on WPO, but we can certainly do that.
Conditions on the roads today and at America's very busy airports.